Hello friends, welcome to this series of video lectures on Core Java for Beginners by Gyaan. In this lecture, we will continue our discussion of data types in Java. In previous lecture, we studied till integer types, integral types data type in Java. So in this lecture, we will continue our discussion with floating point data types in Java. Okay, so floating point data types are of two types, that is float and double. Okay, so floating point what floating for example, if you have decimal numbers containing decimal in them, for example 12.13 or 4.533465, so these kinds of number with decimal in them will go to floating point data types, and they can be stored by float data type or double data type. Now we will look at the difference between float data type and the double data type. Okay, so where we have to use float data type and where we have to use double data type. Okay, so in decimal, in floating point numbers, there is a concept of accuracy or precision. So I will explain that one. Like for example, let's say you are dividing 10 by 3.0, 10.0 by 3.0, that comes out to be what, 3.333333 indefinitely there is 3. So 3 is coming indefinitely. So what you have to do is, while writing, you can't write indefinite numbers of 3. You will write some specific number of 3s while giving it as an input to computer or while using it in computation. So if you want that after decimal I want 4 to 5 threes, then you should go for float, because float, if you are using float, you can use 4 to 5 decimal places of accuracy. And if you want that you should have 14 to 15 threes after this decimal. After this decimal, if you want 14 to 15 threes, that is, if you want 14 to 15 decimal places of accuracy, you should go for double data type. Okay, so let's look at, if you float, if you want 14 to 5 to 6 decimal places of accuracy, then we should opt for float data type. If we want 14 to 15 decimal places of accuracy, then we should opt for double. Okay, so float follows single precision and double follows double precision, and size of a float is 4 bytes and size of a double is 8 bytes. Okay, now let's look at another kind of data type, which is non-numeric data types. Till now we have looked at numeric data types, that is number containing decimals or number don't containing decimals, that is integral data types or floating point data types. Now we will look at non-numeric data types. Non-numeric data types are of two types, char and boolean. Please note that both of these data types are unsigned, that is, there is no concept of sign in them. Like till now what we have studied, numeric data types in floating point data types and integral data types, they are signed, they can be positive or negative. But here char and boolean, they are unsigned, that is, sign has no significance for them. Okay, first we will learn about boolean data type. So boolean data type, size is not applicable because it is virtual machine independent. Size of boolean depends on the virtual machine on which the Java code is executing, because it can be 1 bit or 1 byte. Okay, and range is not applicable for boolean data type. Only allowed values are true, all in small, true, and false, all in small, false. Only you can use these two values for a boolean variable. Okay, now we will look at some interesting example related to boolean variable. For example, let's say if you have a boolean variable b, and if you like generally in old programming languages like C and C++, you use 1 for true and 0 for false. Okay, so here let's say first assign true here. Okay, and I'm executing this code. Okay, this code compiles fine. Okay, and then I am running this code, java test. Okay, so it prints true here. Now in programming languages like C and C++, you must be using 1 in place of true, you may use. But here, since Java is very strongly typed language, and it considers only true and false tr in small as the true and false as the as the boolean values. It will not consider 1 as a boolean values. You can check for it if you try to compile this program. So just look at it here. The we got a compiler error and the compiler error message. So incompatible types int cannot be converted to boolean. Here 1 is considered as an int, not as a boolean value. So here you are saying, here the compiler is saying that 1 is a int value and can't be converted to boolean. They are incompatible types. Okay, so similarly you can check for false also. And let's say I write a loop like this, while one system dot out dot println hello. Okay, and if I compile this program, I will get an error message. Why this error message is getting? Incompatible types int cannot be converted to boolean. Okay, so here if it was a programming language like C or C++, this loop would have been executed indefinitely. Sorry, there is a mistake, I have missed n here. Okay, and this loop would have been executed indefinitely because the value inside the condition of while loop is always true, that is 1, according to C and C++. But since 1 is considered as an integer value, not a boolean value, and the value in this bracket must be a boolean value. It may be an expression, but the ultimate value of the expression should be a boolean value. Okay, so since the value in Java, according to Java, this value is not a boolean, therefore we are getting a compiler error, because here Java compiler is expecting a boolean value, but here we have an int. So that's you can see that Java is very strongly typed. And next we have char data type. So in char data type, you know, you can have you can store a character in char data type. So old languages like C or C++ are ASCII code based, and the number of allowed different characters, ASCII code characters, are less than or equal to 256. So 256 is what? 2 raised to 8. Okay, so to represent these characters, 8 bits, that 8 bits, that is 1 byte is enough in old languages. So like what happened in C and C++ is that only the we are using ASCII code characters, and maximum number of ASCII code characters we can have is 256, and since 256 is equal to 2 raised to 8, therefore 8 bits is enough to represent all the 256 characters. Therefore the size of the character in char data type is fixed in C and C++ as 1 byte, but is generally 1 byte. But in Java is not ASCII based, it is Unicode based, and the number of allowed different Unicode characters is more than 256, that is 2 raised to 8, and less than or equal to 65,536, that is 2 raised to 16. So 8 bits might not be enough to represent this number of characters, so we should go for a higher number of bits, and the max, and then 16 bits is enough to represent 65,536 different characters, because 2 raised to 16 is 65,536. Therefore in Java the size of a char data type is 2 bytes, that is 16 bits. Okay, so that ends our discussion of data types in Java and primitive data types. If you have any doubt, you can raise them in the comment section. I would love to answer them. And please hit the like button if you like this video, and please if you want to download these slides or want to view these slides, I have added the link in the description section. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I'll be uploading such videos daily. And thanks for watching my video, friends.